Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. I'm Barbara. This is a general timeless reading. This is entertainment purpose only. If it does not resonate, please do not try to make it fit. Watch out for scammers. I don't reach out. I'm not doing private reads. Anybody that approaches you and indicates that they are reaching out for me, or that they are me, it's not me. That's my disclaimer. Okay, thank you for liking and subscribing. This helps build my channel. I know that I'm not getting these out often enough. I do appreciate the support of my current subscribers. And, every now and again, there's a little bit of space in between when I'm able to put up these longer videos. Okay, but I do appreciate the support. If you like the content of this video, please press like and subscribe. It will help me build the channel. I also appreciate any contributions or donations. There are 2 links in the description box. One is PayPal, one is a Cash App. Okay, and let's move on. We have the Wild Unknown Tarot. That is my favorite. Let's set this down here. And I use the Learning Tarot deck cards. I will be pulling from... Oh, you know what? You can't see this. The Citadel. This is a very hard cover to see. And let me adjust this down a little bit here. Okay. I'm sorry. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I haven't been able to... I'm pretty sure it's been over a month. Haven't been able to actually sit down and do this for like a while. Okay. Calling on Archangel Michael for guidance. The message for the timeless energy today. Archangel Michael for guidance. Message for timeless energy today. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. Okay, I should have left that up that way. Hold on. Put it down too low. Okay. The 10 of Swords. Okay, let's set it right there. Okay, and the next. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. Let's do this one more time. Spirit guide me, Archangel Michael guide me. Guide me for this message for timeless energy today. Oop. 2 rods. There we go. Okay. One more card, please. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, spirit guide me, spirit guide me. And I got the Father of Swords. Okay. Was the 10 of Swords is the root chakra. And the 2 of Rods and the Father of Swords are both 3rd eye chakras. Okay, let's start with the chakra. Let's start with the root chakra right here. The root chakra is protection. You're protected. And not just feeling like you're protected, because you might be protected and not feel that way. It just basically is you're protected. That's the energy of the root chakra. Okay. Now, the thing is, what is the 10 of Swords? The Ten of Swords is the final sword. Okay. Stress or disappointment. It's the final sword. It's the final sword. This is pain. Okay? You're experiencing pain, or someone is in pain. Things can't get any worse. Okay? That is the Ten of Swords. The final blow. The end of the road. The last straw. You're experiencing some very emotional disappointments. Now, the Ten of Swords is Mercury. Gemini, strong Mercury. That's communication. But it's also Gemini with the sun. And the sun shines a light on something that maybe was previously hidden. It might shine a light with the Mercury being communication. It might be a situation where it wasn't exactly all as hidden as you thought it was, but somebody finally spoke out about something that they thought that they should maybe bring to the table. Okay, this is pain though. This is sadness. Disappointment. It could be backstabbing with the Mercury, and we don't know what's going on yet. With the Mercury, it could be backstabbing, because I don't know who you're dealing with, but if it resonates during the length of this video, with the Mercury, it could be like gossiping, backstabbing, the last straw of, you finally heard that, oh my God. It could be backstabbing. Definitely. Oh, the thing that I resonate with this, though, most people don't bring it up, is the Ten of Swords could be like you feeling like a doormat. You've had it. You had it. The husband walks in, he turns the TV on, he turns the football game on. You've had a long, long day. And it's been a long, long day, 365 days of the year for the last 8 years you've been married. So maybe you don't always take the time to take the shower, get the clean clothes on, put the fresh makeup on when he's walking in the door. And he's kind of acting like you're a doormat. And maybe you've got the last straw that day. Because he didn't even pay attention to what you said, much less look at you. You just sat down and turned the TV on. The football game, no less. And he knows that, you know what? He's going to turn that football game on. He's going to be on that TV, watching that football and ignoring you until you put dinner on the table. You might get a hey, honey, after you put the kids to bed when you are exhausted and cannot, seriously, when you're on your way to bed. But you've had it. You're the doormat. You're the doormat. Okay, he stopped paying attention to you. Okay, that is the Ten of Swords energy. I'm going to go on and on and on about that. It could be many things. The secretary feels like a doormat because she works her ass off and the boss doesn't even remember what her name is. Okay? It is the final sword, the last blow. You can't take any more. It could be arguments. You're just at your lowest point. And with the Gemini is a Mercury energy, so the lowest point, basically, it's communication about how you feel. Okay, the sun has been like shining bright on all the dark corners of the things that you never saw before, or you never made those things a big deal. And now all of a sudden, the conversation is being ready to be had. Now it's the root chakra. This is about provisions, providing for. This is about the daily taking care of. It's not necessarily the bills of the house that go through the month. It is about, I would say, like self-esteem to a certain extent. What you're on the receiving end of, how you're being provided for. It has to do with how much you're appreciated or loved in some cases. Has he not been paying any attention to you? Do you never go out on a date? In his case, has she not been paying a lot of attention, because all you seem to be doing is paying the never-ending list of credit card debt and bills, and you never get any attention from her at all? This is kind of the provision of balance here. What are you getting out of it? Because it was way different 8 years ago. 8 years ago, it was way different. And you are like at the end of your rope. That the 10th sword, whatever it might have been, has basically brought the subject to the kitchen table. You're going to sit down, you're going to have that talk. If you're resonating with this, it could also be that conversation table is the conference table in the office. And you just apply it as it goes. Now, the Two of Rods is in reverse. Excuse me. In reverse, there could be a little bit of trouble. And maybe there could be a surprise. Something you didn't expect, but a little bit of trouble. Okay. It could have to do with negotiations. And a surprise, a little bit of surprise having to do with negotiations. Okay. If you're putting it all out there with Mercury in your Gemini, and you're sitting down at the table, there could be a little bit of trouble. Now, this is Aries and Mars, and I can't tell you, this is the third eye chakra, Aries and Mars. Okay? Mars is the war planet. Okay, it's not always a bad thing. It depends on where Mars is in your natal chart. So where it might not be going over well for one person, it might actually be working in your favor. Who knows? But Aries is enthusiasm for the most part. But if things don't go your way, you could fly into a temper with Aries. You could fly into a temper with the Aries. And the thing about it is that Mars energy is very, very aggressive. So you're sitting down, you've had that last sword, you're done, sitting at the table to have that conversation. About what provisions, remember where we're starting, this is about being provided for. If you want to do the reverse, provisions could be exactly how long is that credit card list that you've got to make these payments on? And honey, can't you just slow down just a little bit? Because you know what? I'm having a really hard time keeping up with it. You know what? I've given you all of this to take care of what we need. But do we really need that much? Because we don't have anything saved. It does have to do with provisions. It does have to do with provisions. In these days, with all of the things going on, my God, 22 tornadoes this week, or last week. Has it been a week? No, it hasn't been a week. 22 tornadoes. You're talking about provisions? If you're one of the people where 150 houses just got taken out, and you're one of those families sitting on the sidewalk wondering, oh my God, I got 3 kids. That's provisions. Okay, and you've had the last blow. The conversation is here. Now, with the Two of Wands, this is not something that's a whim. Okay, this is something that needs to be planned out. It is planning. It is trying to move forward. It is extracting yourself out of or moving slowly away from. It can be something as simple. You would think it would be simple. No, it's not always simple. If you're talking about credit card debt, it is not that simple. Oh yeah, we'll just pay a little more. You know what? Sometimes when they get up to a certain height, as far as being big bills, it takes a lot longer to take care of getting it under control than you would think. And if your partner's running them up and you're paying them down, that's not as simple. And if you just lost your house in one of those tornadoes, that's not so simple either. But this is making plans. Making plans. You've got the Aries energy and you've got the Mars energy in this card. And it's the third eye, which is your gut instinct. Okay, you need to trust your gut instinct is what this card is. Trust your gut instinct. But when you sit down with that conversation, you're with another person, you trust your gut instinct, all right? But the Aries and the Mars and the energy of this card could be somebody will fly out into a big giant temper and somebody will be very aggressive. It could be an argument about. Okay? If you're resonating with this, I am putting it on a domestic level. This could be on a business setting where the table is the conference room. And the argument is the boardroom. It's the 10 voting members, or you know what I mean? You see what I'm talking about. We go from the domestic level of the husband and the wife right up to the boardroom, whatever you're resonating with. This conflict is maybe flying into a temper, or it could fly out into a temper. It is a little more than, honey, can you please slow down a little bit? Where are these needs coming from? We don't. I'm having a problem. And then, honey, blows up in your face. Because of the Mars energy of this card, it's a flat out argument. I don't see any balance in this energy. This is flat out, you need to handle that conference table, that sit down talk, very delicately. Now with the Father of Swords is also the third eye. And again, using your gut instinct. Because I tell you what, if she's going to throw a temper tantrum, or the CEO of the company is not going to like what you have to say, you're using your gut instinct before you utter the words that they don't want to hear. Trust me. Okay, you know that for a fact. Was the King of Swords is a need for accuracy, and it is a need to be fair. I mean, you've got some important choices to make. All right? It's not just the opinion of one person. These are facts that you're dealing with. The choices that you make have to be fair. All right? The Father of Swords is in reverse, though. And in this particular situation in reverse, it means that somebody might be judgmental. You might be dealing with legal issues, and you might be dealing with something that's not fair at all. And you are definitely dealing with a situation where someone's being judged. Okay, the thing about it is that sit-down conversation and that throwing that temper tantrum leading into legal issues. Okay, somebody's not happy with whatever transpired. With Uranus, we are dealing with an unconventional situation that's not normal or not usual or not something that comes up every day. And the thing about it, you can debate and you can argue about it all you want. The tantrum has blown the lid way out of proportion. The swords have been thrown into the back of creating the situation where the sit down was, and it just became a big argument. And you tried to be fair, but you know what this says? Something's not fair. Or somebody doesn't feel like it's fair. I mean, you've gone all that distance to do what needed to be taken care of. If you're resonating with this, remember, only take what you resonate. Don't hold on to the rest. Just only take what you resonate. We've got some cards here to clarify here. Let's see what the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. The 10th back. The last straw. As husband walks in, turns on the football game. You're sitting there trying to make dinner. Gone. Maybe you spent some time that day. Put some makeup on. A pretty outfit. Hoping that he might give you a little bit of attention. And he walks in and ignores you. Okay. So let's see what the clarifying energy of that Ten of Swords is. And I got foresight. And you know what? These last two cards were the third eye energy. Let me move this out of the way. The last two cards here were the third eye energy. So we have foresight. Moving abroad to a foreign land. Planning it for your future. Okay. Freedom. Okay. You're happy with the choices or the outcome. You're happy with the choices of the outcome. Whatever this tantrum was, and whatever this trying to be fair, well, not being fair. This feeling where something wasn't fair. There has been a little bit of planning. Well, you put it all on the table, and you put like your cards on the table. And, you know, now everybody sees. Maybe they don't always agree. Maybe they don't always agree. You know, hey, it's not their problem, right? But you know what? There's been a little bit of planning. Decision's been made. You're moving forward now. The sun is brighter. Now that the sun has been... The sun, which revealed things that were hidden. Okay? And now you're moving ahead. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if moving ahead meant you were going to go on a trip to a foreign country? No, wait a minute. There is a war over there. But you know what? Travel is nice too. It doesn't have to be a foreign country. Moving forward is probably, in most cases, just like within your own life, your daily routine. And you know what? Being able to extract yourself from something that was creating an unhappiness where you maybe felt like a doormat. Okay? Or you felt unappreciated or invisible. Okay, so let's see. The Two of Rods. Well, this is endings and defeat, but it's in reverse. This is a situation where sitting down at that table, you've escaped certain ruin. You've escaped. You're pulling yourself together and you're learning from your past mistakes. Oh my goodness. You have just barely escaped most certain ruin by sitting down and having that explosive conversation and working out your forward plans in a better way. And the Father of Swords. Returning to one's roots. Okay, you're going home. Letting go of the past, focusing on the future, growing up. Okay, not going home, leaving home. In the upright, it would be going home. Yes. Letting go of the past. You're moving forward and you're focusing on the future. Obviously have made some type of progress with that conversation at the table where you've made some kind of plans and you're letting go of the past and you're going to try to focus on the future. Now, this might also include the energy of leaving home. People leave homes for many reasons, and usually if there's conflict, you don't know I don't know what your personal situation is, if you're resonating with it, but you know what, that tornado thing, that just wiped out a lot of people. I mean, 150 homes here, 20 homes there. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that just lost everything. So leaving home is an energy that I could resonate with, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to mean that a tornado just hit your hometown and took out your place. It could mean that, maybe you couldn't cover the rent. You had to sit down. You had like a meeting with the landlord. It wasn't working out. What was fair turned out to be unfair. Could have been an eviction notice. Whatever it is, this is leaving home. It's letting go of the past. It's moving forward. Whatever you resonate with, hold on to that. Whatever you're not resonating with, don't hold on to that. Because you know what? We only try to hold on to what we're resonating with. Okay? And we move forward to the Citadel. Now, with the third eye energy being twice in a row, a lot of this energy in this read has to do with the ability of your success has everything to do with your gut instinct. I want to resonate with that, okay? So no matter what your personal situation is, every little bit of the success from this read, or if this resonates with you, your success has everything to do with your gut instincts. The things that you choose to do that nobody sees coming. The choices that you make that nobody expects. You have to make the decision. You're the CEO. That Aries and Mars conference was actually in your conference office at the company, and you're dealing with. You have to make a choice. Maybe you picked the person nobody expected you to pick, and then that guy is going to show up the next week, working a new job. Whatever it is, your gut instinct is the one who is leading the successful step-by-step forward out of this really bad energy of the Ten of Swords, out of this sitting down to the table, sitting down there and making those plans, looking forward to making those plans, finding out what direction you're going. But your success has everything to do with your gut instinct, which has less to do with what you want, but what the best choice is. Now, we got the vengeance here. Overcoming slights is a choice. And I have to read the book here, so give me a minute here. Overcoming slights. Alright, vengeance. And it is in the upright. The tavern is busy, full of conversation, and the bustle of travelers settling for the evening. One figure catches your attention, someone who is not drinking, talking, or engaging with the rest. They say nothing, but you know that they're watching, waiting for someone to appear, someone with whom they have a deadly score to settle. When the opportunity presents itself, will they let the past consume them, or will they finally accept things for what they are and move on? The vengeance has a choice, and so do you. Though the chains of anger have been giving you the energy to move forward, their weight will eventually drown you. It's time to address those negative feelings and find a healthier way to sustain your drive. Letting go of bad emotional patterns might leave you feeling empty and drained, but if you can fill that void with healthier adjustments, that will help you build more positive relationships. And isn't there a little bit of truth to that? The 10 swords. You've had enough. That last one in your back, you're going to sit down and you're going to duke it out and have that like Mercury conversation, communication energy going. The thing about it is you have to remember that your perception and the perception of the other person in the conflict might not always be on the same page. You have to understand, you see it one way, they see it another. You need to be able to communicate it. But you cannot find closure without having that conversation. And it is so much healthier for you in the long run. Even if you have the conversation and you never see the person again, to be honest with you, you need that closure, so you sit down and you have that conversation. And that is what the vengeance is all about. We are so busy running away from the things that we don't want to have a conversation about. You know what? It's okay if you get angry when I'm really, really too honest. I have a habit of really, really being too honest. You don't like it? You look in the mirror and you honestly tell me the next time we talk that I have told you something that was not true. People don't want to hear the truth. But to tell you the truth, if you're going to have closure, you've got to have a conversation. And this looks like a situation has come up. The door has been opened to have that conversation. And you should go for it. Oops. Now there I go. Alright. Now let's see what the Two of Wands. Let me get that straight. I love these cards, but they're really, really, really they're thick. They're like cardboard. Which is really good, because they're not those plastic coated thin things. You know? They're really, really good. I love the Citadel. I love the person that made this deck of cards. Actually, this is, oops, my favorite. And the cards just flew. I'm not taking this because 3 of them came out. One, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. The Gambler. And you know what, to tell you the truth, that almost came out one other time. I didn't take it. And then here it is the second time, but this time it's in the reverse. The Gambler is lost in taking risks, but it's in the reverse. And this is, I pulled that card twice. When I dropped 3 cards on the floor, I didn't take it. I said I was going to put it back. And then I shuffled, and there it was again. So we're going to keep it. In the reverse. Whether through preference or luck. Perseverance or luck. I'm sorry. A lot of things have been falling into place for you lately. This turn in fortune has put you in a good position, but don't forget that fate is fickle, and this period may end abruptly at any time. Don't place too many bets on it continuing indefinitely, and make sure that you have a contingency plan for when things change. So it looks like sitting down and having that conversation and working things out, making plans, that you might have, it might have worked in your favor a little bit. But don't rest on your laurels, is what it's saying. Don't rest on your laurels. The thing about it is, you're leaving the house, you've made plans, you're moving on, you've got all of the issues covered, you've made all of the plans. You know what? I'm certainly hopeful that whatever it is that you need to rely on while you're out there, especially if you're in a really bad situation, fall into place when you need them. That is like believing in the Lord. God always provides. God provides when you put the effort in and when you believe. And the thing about it is, stepping out there when you've got no foundation or no security, you cannot rest on your laurels. Okay, let's see what this one has to say. Father of Swords clarified by the Fate. Accepting help and guidance. And didn't I just say guidance and accept God? Okay, the Fate. Accepting help and guidance. And there are some situations where we want to be stubborn about it. You know, it's your life, right? You're an adult, right? You know what? Sometimes it's a good idea to accept some advice, guidance, or help. The Fate is in reverse. It says, you have assumed the role of fate, keenly aware of the tangled lives of those around you. Where you can see others struggling, now is the time to help them. Even in a small way, everyone's lives exist in the same tapestry, and by helping them, you might be helping yourself. Oh! Well, I thought we were talking about your fate. You actually got your head out of your butt and you could see that somebody else around you that you haven't been doing anything to help is actually just about ready to drown, and you came out of it. Where does that play into like moving forward and just helping yourself? Well, I guess moving forward and letting go of the past and moving on, getting ready to, well, we're not saying that everybody is leaving their house now. Some of you guys are not leaving your house. You're still living in the same house, the same bills, the same wife, the same kids, the same old appliances and the problems of, day to day and day. Some of you are leaving the house. Some of you are being thrown out of the house. Some of you just lost your house because of a tornado. All of the situations are different. What this situation is saying is you've made your plans, you've had that sit-down conversation, the 10 swords or whatever, and I don't know who you had that conversation with. Maybe you had that conversation with the other person that you weren't helping. But that is the energy of this read. Okay? And you know what? It's really nice if you're in a situation where you actually can help once in a while. I can't tell you how many times somebody will flat out sit there and say, well, you know what, we're having a really, really hard time too. We can't do anything about that. We're having a really, really hard time too. And you know they're not telling the truth. They could probably help you 20 fucking times, excuse my language, 20 times more than what you need the help with. They're just not willing to help you. And they're telling you they can't help you. But in this situation, there's been a situation that's come up, and somebody's actually going to be finally getting a little bit of help. Who knows what caused that? Tornadoes are really good for that. We got in reverse. Oh, it doesn't matter with this one if it's reversed or not, because this is the Runes Oracle. Thehu. Livestock and food. Power and wealth must flow to be beneficial, but with caution. This rune is a symbol of vital flow and movement of change. And the symbol is livestock or food. And didn't we say provisions? This has to do with providing. This has to do with the basic needs being provided for. And this has to do with somebody who's struggling, who's not able to get what they need. And finally, someone is looking at the situation going, you know what, your life would be so much better if I could just help you with this little bit and just give you a little push start. You know what I mean? Get over your conflict, get over your issues, and open the door of your heart to that person that you've had that conflict with and say, you know what, I can give you a little advice, and you know what, if you're not able to swing that on your own, I could probably even help you a little bit with that, but what do you think about that idea? What's so hard about that? You've got so much. You've got so much. But every time that person comes around, you act like you've got nothing. And that, you know what, they're ungrateful for what they have. Or maybe they've got more than other people and should be grateful for what they have and not expect anything. Do you know what? People would be so much better off if you weren't counting the pennies. If you're in a position where you can help. And you're not throwing your money away on somebody that's doing something bad or making the wrong choices. You're actually making it possible for a man to hold up his head with a little bit of respect and bring home a bag of groceries. You're actually helping with somebody being able to be in a situation where they can clean up, maintain a certain amount of respectability, and hold down a job, or maybe helping somebody who really needs that job get into that position when there's so much other competition that is, you know what I mean? We're talking that little bit of help. And it has to do with providing. Everybody needs to provide for somebody. You might be providing for yourself. You might be providing for a family. The people you're dealing with, you're not letting them know who you're providing for. But everybody has somebody that they need to provide for. And that is my lesson for today. That is apparently the message. With providing. Started with providing and it's ending with providing. I thank you very much for visiting Timeless Energy. I hope I didn't get too wordy. As to tell you the truth, I usually go about an hour, but it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning and I haven't been able to even fit one of my reads in forever. Please, by all means, help me by pressing like and subscribe. I mean, you can check the donation box if you want, but help me by pressing like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this content. Also, it would help if you shared it, because the farther it goes out, the more people see it. So please, by all means, pass the word, share it out with people. Help me build my channel. I do appreciate you visiting me today, and I do hope that you come and see me again. Have a nice day. This is Barbara. Good night.